What is it, my friends? The Silence, Netflix's latest original movie. Original? I'm not too sure if I want to toss that word around with this movie. I feel like Netflix saw how big of a movie Bird Box was. And before we get into that, Bird Box was a huge hit because Sandra Bullock, Christmas time, everybody's home, everybody's holidays, gotta pick out a movie to watch. That's another story. Anyways, they saw Bird Box, did amazing. They saw A Quiet Place, did tremendous as well. And then they said, you know what else is doing good? Sabrina. So let's get some people from Sabrina in here. And then, you know who else could be in this? Stanley fucking Tucci King. Okay, anyways, they decided to put all that into their cauldron. And they're like, here it comes. The big hit. The next follow-up to Bird Box. And it's a dud. Honestly, The Silence, one of the worst movies I've seen on Netflix, and definitely sucks because it had all the potential. It had every single thing going for it, and some of the scenes in this movie prove that there was a great movie hidden behind all the bullshit we got. So pretty much The Silence takes on the whole creature, end of the world, apocalyptic family trying to get to the north, trying to get to survival, and pretty much the beasts here are the vesps, the avispas, as they say in the part of the film, which basically translates to wasps. These creatures can't see, but they can hear very well, so you gotta hush mode, and pretty much they look like giant bats and sort of have the head of an alien from Aliens, and that was pretty interesting in their part to do, because I was like, is this going to connect to Aliens anyway? But no, don't. Let's talk about that right now. So pretty much this has this family, Sabrina's family, the Sabrina Teenage Witch's family, trying to head up north to a spot called the refuge, I don't know. And they're trying to get up there. They're going the whole family. You got the grandma in here, little brother, mom, dad, even the uncle. And sadly, the uncle is the first one to go after he tries to lead them through like some wilderness, and then he tries to drive through a path that's not really a path, almost hits a deer, and then he just flips over, and pretty much he realizes that the vesps are coming, and the only way that they're going to be able to survive is if he just causes a lot of chaos and sound around him, since he crashed and he's pretty much almost dead. There's no way to save him, so he decides to do that, and thus the uncle dies. And they have a dog actually, and the dog actually keeps on barking even after the uncle sacrificed himself. So they're like, you know what, the dog has got to go. They let the dog out as well. So they continue on their path. They come across this like gated area with this home. This old lady comes out with a fucking shotgun. Clearly she doesn't know what the hell's going on, because she's shouting at the top of her lungs. She tries to shoot the shotgun, but the vesps come in time and they eat her, basically leaving this whole like camp open for the family, and they're like score. Basically then we get to see the family try to like adapt to this area they're in now, this new home, and they're trying to find out exactly what their next move is. So the dad and Sabrina go out to try and find out exactly what's going on, come across some creepy as hell dude that kind of looks like the Winter Soldier to me, and for a second I thought it was him, but nope, turns out it's just some creepy dude with no tongue who's telling them to join his cult, and he starts doing some snarl. Why the hell would you even join? They automatically leave him, and then they go back home, but the dude follows them. He tells them that he wants Sabrina because she's fertile. What a fucking creep. And then the dad's like, get the fuck out of my damn like property that I took from this other old lady before I shoot you. And pretty much we're left to wonder what the hell's going to happen later, because why would you not shoot this guy after what he just said? So he's there with his creepy ass call going back, and then we get to nighttime when we hear a knock at the door. It's some little girl, and why would Stanley Tucci open the damn door when he knows what the cult just did earlier? Of course this has trap written all over it, and the girl is wired sort of like a bomb of sorts, but it's actually cell phones that are going off with alarms. So the vesps here, they start going crazy trying to get into the house, and then we see that there is phones taped all over the windows of the house. So the vesps pretty much crash through the window, go into the house. Total mayhem indeed. Then we see that the leaders, then we see some of the cult actually take Sabrina with them. The grandma follows with the mom. Mom gets injured. Grandma has to go and save the day. She pretty much like helps Sabrina get out, holds on to the cult people, and screams at the top of her lungs, so her and the cult people actually get killed by the vesps. And then we see a big showdown between the family and the cult and its leader. Then fucking Stanley Tucci delivers blow after blow to this cult leader's face, pretty much squishing his face in the process, and it looks disgusting. Then we do get a little bit of a flash forward to see that the family has made it to the refuge. They have refuge. We see that the family has made it to the refuge, and they talk about how these things didn't like the cold while we're talking about them going up north. It looks like in the flash forward they're starting to adapt to the cold and actually laying eggs around dead creatures, and it looks like Sabrina's adapting to killing them as well. So it's pretty much telling you like there's no like ending to this. It's all left ambiguous to see what happens, and this felt like a damn show that was rushed, that could have been 5 seasons and maybe it would have been decent, but instead it turned into a crappy movie overall. Anyways, I think The Silence is a movie that could have been great, or a TV show that could have been amazing, but it was just, everything was too crammed into one thing, because I really think fleshing out the whole cult thing, the leader and all of that, was the most interesting part of the film. I didn't care really about the whole monsters and anything like that, or felt any intensity with that. I think it was more about where humans will lead into when the situations align for them to become the monsters that they can become, and I think that was a more interesting premise than this whole Vesps, Avispas, whatever you want to call them, monster dilemma that they were going throughout the whole movie. Anyways, what are your thoughts on the film? I think that the monsters pretty much represent the anxiety and tensions around the world, and pretty much are what lead to humans becoming what they become in this film, such as the cult leader, and that is, it brings out the worst in people, and some people are just trying to survive. We saw it throughout the whole movie. There were some people that just didn't care and pretty much outlawed all the laws out there, and were just going to do whatever they wanted. And I think that is a clear definition of what the monsters are, but deep down there are still some humans, as we saw with the refuge, that do want to band together and overcome these pesky things that pretty much are dividing us. So anyways, let me know what you think about the movie. Did you like it? Did you not? As I said, Bird Box, Quiet Place, and Sabrina. That's what Netflix was thinking, with a dash Stanley Tucci. Let me know your thoughts below. I'd like to know, what do you think the monster represents? I think it represents the problems of today and everything that pesters us. But anyways, as always, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. 7,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. And I'll see you all next time. Stay positive, my friends.